You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Friday the 18th of April, 2025. It is 29 days after the spring equinox. It is 63 days before the summer solstice. By the Western and Orthodox Christian calendars, today is Good Friday. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 29th day of Germinal, the day of the myrtille, the bilberry or blueberry. The sun rises today at 6:12 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:55 p.m. The sun sets today at 7:39 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 8:07 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 8:42 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes 32 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waning gibbous phase and is 73% full at midday. The last quarter will arrive on Sunday, the 20th of April. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the wee hours, high tide, 2:22 a.m., 1 meter 49. In the morning, low tide, 8:40 a.m., 6 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 2:57 p.m., 1 meter 28. In the evening, low tide, 8:53 p.m., 27 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, on our spring tree watch, the dawn redwoods are putting out their needles. These trees, also known as metasequoias, are native to the Hubei province of China. Their seeds were brought to Europe and North America after World War II. They are the shortest of the redwoods. Related to the Californian coast redwood and giant sequoia, they can still grow to 165 feet. Unlike their North American relatives, they are deciduous, shedding their needles each winter. A row of them grace 32nd Street, just south of 31st Avenue. Commemorations. On this day in 1688, a group of Quakers led by Francis Daniel Pastorius presented their Germantown Quaker petition against slavery. They presented it to their fellow Quakers. It was the first written protest against African American slavery in all of the English colonies. On this day in 1775, Paul Revere made his famous ride to warn the countryside British troops were coming. There were, in fact, 3 riders: Paul Revere, William Dawes, and Samuel Prescott. On this day in 1906, the Great San Francisco earthquake took place. It measured 7.9 on the Richter scale and killed more than 3,000 people. With the ensuing fire, it destroyed 3/4 of the city. On this day in 1930, the BBC announcer on the 8:45 p.m. news bulletin announced, "There is no news." Piano music was played for the rest of the 15-minute segment. On this day in 1938, Superman first appeared on the periodical stands in Action Comics #1. The cover price was 10 cents. Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster created Superman, the very first of many superheroes to fill Americans' imaginations. On this day in 2012, Antonio Manfredi, director of the Astoria Contemporary Art Museum near Naples, began burning artworks from the museum's collection in protest against cuts to arts funding. He promised to burn 2 or 3 pieces each week. Some years later, Manfredi handcuffed himself inside the museum, demanding the government arts officials meet with him. The museum still exists, and its collection was not entirely incinerated. Let's hear it for one plucky museum director. Today is World Amateur Radio Day, and amateur radio operators will take to the airwaves across the earth today in celebration. This is the 100th anniversary of the formation of the International Amateur Radio Union. This year's centenary theme is Entering the Next Century of Amateur Radio, Communications, and Innovation. There are more than 3 million licensed amateur radio operators around the globe. Alternate side of the street parking is suspended today in New York City in observance of Good Friday. And that is the Observatory, Friday the 18th of April, 2025.